I feel like a night owl. Through the darkness I prowl. You won't find me when the lights come on. Keep me in the nighttime. That's when I shine. You'll find me in the twilight. After midnight. Oh, the sun's coming down, but I'm coming up. Just to find myself in the light. Oh, we can try all we want, but it's never gonna feel as right. It never feels as right. Nighttime.
Abakeza baliwano mukibo yakamumazi mubanga tebafira tebakwawo bali mukifo ekyobugumu olunaku lwabwe lutuse ebire byabwe bitambula mu mpewo ebyafaayo tebifute nga enjuba eragasanyula bwe ofulumira mu nkuba otambula mu bugumu bwakitangala olaba kw'amaaso gaabwe mukitangala abakaiza tebagenda.
A lot of people don't know this, but bomba in Puerto Rico was born from something dangerous. It started as a weapon. When the first Africans were brought to Puerto Rico in the 1500s, they carried something more powerful than the Spanish ever expected, their drums. But these drums weren't just music, they were a language. Different rhythms sent different messages across plantations. One beat meant danger, another meant gather, another meant watch the overseer, another meant escape. Africans understood every code. The Spanish understood none of it. But once the Spanish realized the drums weren't entertainment, but communication, they panicked. They saw Africans gathering at night. They saw messages passing from one plantation to another. They recognized the power behind the rhythm. So, they responded with fear. They banned drumming. They restricted gatherings. They punished anyone who played. And they destroyed every drum they could find. But destroying the drums didn't destroy the culture. Africans rebuilt new drums in secret, using hollowed out wood, old rum barrels, animal skins, anything they could hide in plain sight. The Spanish didn't recognize the pieces, but Africans did, and they played them again, not boldly, but strategically. They played during storms when thunder covered the sound. They played far from plantation houses where the Spanish couldn't hear clearly. They played during festivals or Catholic celebrations where drums didn't look suspicious. They played only when it was safe, but they never stopped. Still, the Spanish were watching more closely now. So Africans had to change the way they communicated. And that's when something brilliant happened. They hid the messages inside dance. This new creation became bomba. To the Spanish, it looked harmless. Just slaves dancing. Just people having fun. But to Africans, it was still a code. The dancer became the signal. The drummer became the interpreter. Every step, every hip movement, every lift of the skirt carried meaning, warnings, messages, unity, all hidden in plain sight. And here's the part most people never hear. Africans also used bomba to mock the Spanish. They saw how the Spanish danced at their own parties, stiff, awkward, trying to look elegant, and Africans copied it in exaggerated, funny ways. What looked like celebration to the colonizers was actually resistance, comedy, and survival blended into one art form. This was bomba before anything mixed in, fully African, in rhythm, intention, communication, and spirit. But history wasn't done yet. As time passed, many Africans escaped plantations and fled into the mountains. There, they found surviving Taino communities. Taino women partnered with African men. Families blended. Cultures fused. And eventually, their music merged too. The Tainos brought maracas, guiros, ceremonial movements, and their own storytelling traditions. Africans kept the drums, the power, the coded rhythms, the spirit of rebellion. Together, they shaped bomba into the Afro-Taino Puerto Rican tradition we know today. A cultural mix born from unity, survival, and resistance under Spanish rule. So the next time you hear bomba, remember this. It began as a secret language. It survived destruction. It was rebuilt in the shadows. It danced messages the Spanish could not decode. It mocked the colonizers who thought they controlled everything. It blended African strength with Taino heritage. Bomba is not just music. It's the heartbeat of the ancestors. A sound the Spanish tried to silence, but Africa and Boriken refused to let die.
When we said ICE is not to disrupt the people here in New Orleans coming here with that bullshit. Because if you're not hearing it yet, there are voodoo dolls being seen around town. There's 2 surfacing right now, but from my understanding, there are quite a few more. As well as me just finding out behind 2 of the hotels that they're staying in. They found a little bowl, I think it was black or red or something like that, with ash that was burnt inside of it. What it means, I have no fucking idea. But I will tell you this, from my understanding, there are quite a few ICE agents that haven't been on duty for the last 2 or 3 days now. The shit is real. Now, I was also told to let my Spanish community know one thing. Whether this works or not, I don't know, because I've never done it, but I was told this since they know I have a platform. Red peppers, dried out, put it in your shoes. You can thank me later if this is real. But it was told to me by a reliable person, believe me, a very reliable person. ICE coming here has met their match. Now I'm going to tell all the people outside New Orleans, 1-800-ICE-VOODOO. If you want them buckets to leave y'all alone, take a visit to New Orleans. Meet up with some of our people and take it back down there. This shit with ICE, they know. New Orleans was not the place to fuck around and find out.
No matter what you do, respect the voodoo. Honor and respect, honor and respect, honor and respect. Divine all blessed greetings and salutations. It is another edition of Revolutionary Hoodoo, New Orleans Voodoo Secrets and Recipes. Voodoo Hoodoo 101. Powered, produced, promoted, sponsored, supported, and brought to you by NOIVD, New Orleans International Voodoo Day. New Orleans' annual International Voodoo Day serves as a beacon for voodoo practitioners, artists, and enthusiasts, connecting us to our ancestors, our heritage, and each other. Through our collective efforts, we aim to revitalize and promote voodoo traditions in New Orleans and beyond, create a vibrant, inclusive, and supportive community, inspire personal transformation, creativity, and social change, to honor the past, embrace the present, and manifest a brighter future. The power and wisdom of voodoo can contribute to a world that is more just, compassionate, and enchanting, where voodoo and African diasporic spiritual traditions are valued, integrated into society, promoting spiritual growth, cultural understanding, community empowerment, artistic expression, and social justice. And we certainly continue to invite your support, participation, volunteership, donations, and sponsorship by visiting us at www.voodooday.org, www.voodooday.org, voodooday.org. And we're certainly thankful for your continued support and participation with us here in the live chat. We're always thankful and appreciative of those of you who take the time out to listen and participate to this live podcast Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. U.S. Central Standard Time, on a platform near you or by way of a social media link or the QR code in the top right corner of your screen. I also want to take the time to acknowledge Lydia Martin, 3908. Peace and blessings to you and yours. Daniel Neal, faithful member of our community. We certainly appreciate your continued support and participation. And happy holidays to each and every one of you. I will be unmuting momentarily our beloved Queen Mother, Sister Toni Val Martinez, community activist, community mother, our beloved First Priest, Armor Bearer, and Wild Man for Black Hawk Voodoo, Brother Joshua Nylan Tanner, also committed, faithful member of NOIVD, and initiated member of La Source. I want to reintroduce Brother Elder Reggie Greensoap, the founder and leader of Shrine of the White Cloth, also committed, faithful administrative team member of NOIVD, and my beloved godson Tyson Horn, beloved committed, initiated member of La Source, and committed team member, co-administrator of NOIVD, and our executive producer of our coming docuseries, Respect the Voodoo. Thank you so much for your continued support, time, and commitment. I will be with you momentarily Tonight, we want to have a conversation on Legba, Eshu, and trickster deities. I'm going to call it At the Crossroads of Worlds, a monologue on Legba, Eshu, and the trickster lineages. Before any journey begins, before any story can be told, we must acknowledge that one who opens the way. In the traditions of the Fan and Ewe peoples of Dahomey, that one is Legba. In the Yoruba world, that one is Eshu. Across the Atlantic, in Haiti, he has become Papa Legba. In New Orleans, he becomes Papa Labas, Papa Limba, the old man at the gate, the one who stands at the crossroads of the city's memory. And so before we speak of history, we speak of the threshold. Before we speak of people, we speak of the path. Before we speak of survival, we speak of the messenger who carried the languages of the gods across an ocean of suffering. Legba, Eshu, and the trickster spirits of West Africa are not merely characters in mythology. They are architects of communication, masters of transformation, and keepers of possibility. They are the ones who remind us that no matter how dark the roads become, there is always a door, always a choice, always a way forward, even if that way is crooked, unexpected, or hidden in plain sight. And so tonight we walk that road. Tonight we follow the trickster's footprints from the red earth of West Africa to the riverbanks of Louisiana. Tonight we honor the spirits who refuse to die. In the cosmology of the Fan and Ewe peoples, Legba is the youngest child of Mawo Lisa, the divine twins who embody moon and sun, coolness and heat, balance and creation. Legba is the linguist, the translator, the one who speaks every language, human, divine, animal, elemental. He is not merely a messenger. He is the principle of communication itself. Without Legba, no prayer reaches the gods. Without Legba, no divination can be read. Without Legba, the world becomes silent. He is the one who bends language, who plays with meaning, who teaches the truth is not always straight. He is the one who shows that wisdom often hides behind humor, mischief, or contradiction. And in the villages of Dahomey, Legba's shrines stand at the entrance, the gate of the compound, the threshold of the home. He is the first spirit greeted in the morning and the last one acknowledged at night. His image is often a mound of earth, a carved figure, or a clay form with cowries for eyes and a mischievous smile. He is the guardian of the crossroads, the keeper of the gate, the one who decides which paths open and which remain closed. Among the Yoruba, Eshu is older, more complex, more feared and revered. He is the enforcer of Ashe, the divine power that makes things happen. He is the one who ensures that every action has a consequence, that every promise is kept, that every ritual is balanced. Eshu is not evil, though colonial missionaries tried to cast him as such. He is not chaos, though he governs unpredictability. He is not a devil, though he tests, challenges, and provokes. Eshu is the principle of dynamic change. He is the spark that ignites transformation. He is the guardian of destiny, the one who ensures that each person walks the path chosen before birth. He is the one who stands at the crossroads of fate, holding a staff, a calabash, or a stone. He is the one who wears red and black, who dances between order and disorder, who laughs at human certainty. In Yoruba towns, Eshu's shrine is placed at the market, the road, the threshold, the place where worlds meet. He is honored with palm oil, with roasted corn, with gin, with laughter, with respect. And Legba and Eshu are not alone. Across West Africa, the trickster archetype appears again and again. Anansi, Anansi, the spider of the Akan, the storyteller who traps wisdom in his web. Oshun's messenger, who plays jokes to reveal deeper truths. The hyena, who teaches through hunger and cunning. The hare, who outsmarts the powerful. The tortoise, who wins through patience and wit. These spirits and animals embody a worldview in which intelligence, adaptability, and creativity are essential for survival. They teach that life is not linear, that power is not always visible, that the smallest creature can outwit the largest. They teach that freedom often begins with imagination, and it's a thin line between the spirit realm and our imagination. When the ships came, the Middle Passage, the spirits in chains, the slavers, the raiders, the traders, they tore families apart, burned villages, and dragged millions towards the coast. But they could not chain the spirits. They could not silence the gods. The people carried Legba in their memories. They carried Eshu in their songs. They carried Anansi in their stories. They carried the trickster in their laughter, even in the darkest holes of the ship. On the Middle Passage, where death was constant and cruelty was law, the trickster spirits became weapons of survival. They taught the people how to hide their languages, how to disguise their rituals, how to communicate without being understood by their captors. They taught resistance, they taught endurance, they taught transformation. In the belly of the ships, the people whispered prayers to Legba to open a way home. They called on Eshu to confuse the oppressor, to twist fate, to protect the children. They told stories of Anansi stealing back the world's wisdom from the sky god, reminding themselves that even in captivity, the mind remains free. And when the ships reached the Americas, the spirits stepped onto new soil. They adapted, transformed, and reemerged in new forms. In Haiti, Legba became Papa Legba, the old man with the cane, the gatekeeper of the Voodoo temple. In Cuba, Eshu became Ilegua, the childlike trickster who guards the roads, who guards and protects the house. In Brazil, he became Exu, fiery, sensual, powerful. In Trinidad, he became Papa Boas, the forest guardian. In the Gullah South, the stories of Anansi became Brer Rabbit, the clever survivor. Everywhere the African diaspora went, the trickster followed, because the trickster is the spirit of survival. And then there is New Orleans, the city where roads, rivers, cultures, and histories collide. A city built on crossroads, on thresholds, on the meeting of worlds. Here the spirits found fertile ground. The enslaved people of Louisiana brought with them the traditions of Dahomey, Yoruba, Congo, and beyond. They brought Legba and Eshu through the name, though the name shifted, blended, and evolved. And in the early days of colony, enslaved Africans gathered in Congo Square, where drumming, dancing, and rituals were permitted on Sundays. There the spirits were fed. There the crossroads opened. There the trickster laughed again. In New Orleans, Legba became Papa Labas, the old man at the crossroads. Papa Limba, the gatekeeper. The spirit of the doorway, honored in hoodoo and in voodoo, and the guardian of the city's spiritual traffic. He appears in the stories of Marie Laveau, in the songs of Mardi Gras Indians, in the rituals of the spiritual churches, in the quiet practices of families who kept the old ways alive beyond closed doors. He is the one who opens the way for communications with ancestors. He is the one who stands at the threshold of every ritual. He is the one who reminds New Orleans that the veil between worlds is thin. The trickster spirit taught the people of the diaspora how to hide in plain sight, how to speak in double meanings, how to preserve knowledge through story, transform oppression into resistance, find freedom in creativity, laugh in the face of power, and turn suffering into strategy. These lessons shape the culture of New Orleans. Its music, its humor, its spirituality, its resistance in the very Creole brick of historic Treme. Jazz itself, it's a trickster art form, improvisational, unpredictable, playful, subversive. Second lines are trickster processions, spontaneous, joyful, rebellious, defiant. And Mardi Gras is a trickster festival. Mask, reversals, satire, transformation. The spirit of Legba and Eshu lives in the city's rhythm. Today, Legba and Eshu are returning to public consciousness, not as caricatures, not as misunderstood devils, but as ancient teachers whose wisdom is needed in a world of confusion and crossroads. In New Orleans, this reemergence takes many forms. Voodoo temples, such as House of the Divine Prince, Shrine of the White Cloth, Hoodoo Central LLC, La Source on 4 and Peristyle, honoring Papa Legba. Hoodoo practitioners invoking the crossroads, cultural organizations such as New Orleans International Voodoo Day, voodooday.org, preserving West African and Haitian and Louisiana voodoo traditions, voodoo worldwide. Artists and musicians channeling trickster energy, scholars and spiritual leaders reclaiming the narrative, and international partnerships with Benin and Haiti and the city of New Orleans, reconnecting New Orleans with Benin, Togo, Nigeria, Ghana, the broader African world, and 7 unique nations that will be represented here with us May 23rd and 24th, 2026. This revival is not a reconstruction. It is a continuation, a living tradition that has never died. And as we come to the end of this monologue, we return to the beginning, to the crossroads, to the threshold, to the one who opens the way. Legba and Eshu remind us that every choice is a crossroads. Every word is a spell. Every action carries consequence. Every path is alive. Every tradition evolves. Every people can survive the impossible. Every spirit can travel across the oceans. The trickster is not merely a figure of mischief. The trickster is a teacher, a guide, a mirror, a companion on the journey of life. And in New Orleans, this city of crossroads, this city of spirits, this city of survival, the trickster walks with us still. We will be feeding and honoring, acknowledging Legba this Saturday at 6:30 p.m. at the temple. May the gate be open. May the path be clear. May the spirits who cross the water continue to guide us. And may Legba and Eshu bless the road ahead. Ashe, Asheo, Ashe. May Mawo Lisa bless and AYIBOBO. And please do come on in, our beloved Queen Mother Sister Toni Val Martinez, Brother Joshua Nylan Tanner, please do come on in. Elder Reggie Green, so please unmute and come on in. And our beloved brother Tyson Horn, do come on in. How y'all doing?
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Good
How
evening.
you doing?
Ooh, Lord, Legba. Oh, let me tell y'all. One time I petitioned Legba at the crossroads. Yes, I did. Against my better judgment, I went there. And he gave me what I asked him for. And after a few months, I wanted to give it back. But I didn't want to go and ask him to take it back. So I just dealt with it and made up my mind. I wasn't doing that again. If you deal with Legba, if you petition him, make sure you are precise in what you are asking. Don't just go there and say, I want to win the lottery. Oh, you could win the lottery and die before you get the check. So you better say exactly what you want when you petition Legba.
Yes,
But
indeed.
yeah, I went in spiteful, not to hurt anybody physically, but spiteful. And he gave me exactly what I wanted at the crossroads. And like I said, a couple of months later, I just was like, oh my God, please, I don't want this no more. Take it back. But I didn't go to do that. I was scared because I was like, Leg would get mad at me and say, didn't I give you what I want? Now you want to come bring it back? And hell no. And slap me? Oh no. What about you? Brother Horn, you ever petition Legba? Anybody else?
You know, I did one time, earlier this year. Well, not, you know, like at the beginning of the year, where, you know, I sought advice and I went to the crossroads myself down in South Georgia. And it was basically, you know, for, you know, you know, I was petitioning for something as well and trying to get guidance and seeking if the door was going to be open for a path that I wanted. And that door was closed. And in hindsight, I see how my answer was given to me. But at the time, I just didn't know, you know, it took a while to get, you know, to figure out what was really going on. And I struggled back and forth. Is this really me making the decision? Or am I listening to some guidance or this and that? But yeah, you know, I mean, and it's interesting because when you physically stand at the crossroads and you are really there and you are praying, it's sort of like I learned something about myself. Like I felt like, you know, it's like, you know, a lot of times when you're seeking in life, and then you get to a point where you actually are doing the work and making the sacrifices and taking the steps to seek guidance, you humble yourself to put yourself in a situation to understand more clearly. It's like it's a revelation. So even the process of going to the crossroads, that was in itself something that, you know, just really helped me. But I got my answer. Unfortunately, I wasn't like you said, Toni, where I wanted to give it back. But at the time when the door closed to where I was trying to go through, I was upset, and I was really, you know, I was hurt about it. But after a whole year of seeing what's transpired, I'm like, you know what? I'm glad that door was closed.
And I'm gonna tell you, like you said, when you stand at the crossroads and you know, it felt like every hair on my head stood up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I thought I was gonna be concentrating more on scratching my head because it was itching so bad from the hair standing up. What about you, Sister Bianca?
Bianca's not here. Elder Reggie?
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
okay.
here. Yeah,
Elder Reggie,
blessings.
how are you?
Thank you, Sister Toni. Blessing everyone. Good topic, Divine Prince, Brother Home, Brother Joshua, and the collective audience.
yeah.
So I've done a lot of stuff with SU, but I was working heavy with SU until I had the pleasure of going to Benin last year. I didn't realize in Benin, SU was translated as Legba. In Benin, the Nagos, they use Legba, but also they use the phallus. Every statuette, everything you see of Legba in Benin and in that region, going even into Togo, it's an erect penis on the male looking figure. So I inquired why was the phallus being used, and I was told, and I have to bring this in, the four cardinal directions: north, east, south, west, as above, so below, and that's where a Legba stands. So spirits are coming in from each cardinal direction, as above, or the ancestors coming below. But Eshu stands there at the gate, always ready to help create anew. And that is the reason behind the phallus. So once I learned that, then I've been knowing of Eshu because I have different Eshus that work with different Orishas. And I wanted to bring that in. So now when I do any SU work, of course, we're going to always honor SU, but I tried to honor a Legba also. And then the more I was getting into New Orleans voodoo, Haitian voodoo, voodoo in particular, the Legba seemed to come in real prominent. And his energy is being used a little bit more than SU. So I begin to incorporate both of them now. And so I do it so much. And so I don't have one story I want to point out. I just wanted to give a little insight on something that I learned quite recently.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Thank you for sharing, Reggie. I wanted to kind of that made me think about a couple of different things. What you just brought up about the phallus. One of those things is Tahuti, which is the ancient Egyptian um, trickster that is known in ancient Egyptian for its trickster and divine communication and similar type archetype like Legba in West African tradition. Um, Throughout my spiritual journey, I've been able to kind of I remember when I first started actually learning more outside of the box of orthodox spirituality that I grew up in, and that was ancient Egyptian. Of course, a lot of us here in America, we started that way, and then unless we had great teachers like Divine Prince that was around, that came into my life, and I started to learn more about voodoo and Legba and SU and working with those with that specific dynamic of that spirit. And I see a lot of parallels in terms of indigenous peoples, even here in America, of similar type of um, uh, connections with the crossroads, with divination, with divine math, with um, uh, communication, and as a messenger spirit that you can call upon to be able to come into an understanding or connect with the spirit and get messages and get answers and get information. Like I said, one of those is Tahuti, of course, Legba, even Teotihuacan down in Central America, in Mexico, actually is one of those that they say it's not academically completely accepted, but a lot of it translates back to the Emerald Tablets when Tahuti is talking about Atlantis and its connection to Atlantis and its connection to America, of course. And um, I actually had a friend of mine that came here earlier this year, and she came from Hawaii, which is even further out in the uh, Pacific Ocean. And she presented me what they call out there a barrel man, which is a man in a barrel that has a phallus. You pull the barrel off him, and he has a phallus that comes poking out at you. Um, and I found that to be very interesting, but it's actually called uh, it's called a barrel man, and it's like
Mhm.
it originates in the Philippines, actually, specifically from the IFUGAU. I don't know how to pronounce that, but that's a cultural meaning. The barrel was originally formed of a satire protest against Western colonization and symbolizes poverty, while hidden phallus was a joke played of the conservative sensibilities of American tourists. So it's something that I see these things, I see
Mhm.
these universal connections with the idea of the trickster and the idea of the satireness of the mysticalness of that nature throughout the world, man. And
Mhm.
I think that it's a good topic that we brought up today. It does have a lot of uh, real serious nature to it when you're approaching it, especially when you're doing it the right way. And no, I just thought I would share those different things that I've experienced myself.
Well, we've come to the end of our show tonight, and I'd like to turn it over to Divine Prince to thank our listeners on other platforms, and then turn it over to Elder Reggie for the announcements and words of wisdom. Divine
Mhm.
Prince.
Thank you. We're certainly appreciative of those who listen and participate from our various profiles in Facebook, certainly my page, Sister Toni's page, Shrine of the White Cloth, our Facebook groups as well. We are certainly thankful for our LinkedIn listenership. Um, I'm really struggling to pronounce many of the names. We have listenership in India, various parts of Africa with some pretty complex names. I see you, and we certainly appreciate you. We're thankful for those of you who listen and participate, certainly from YouTube, Twitter, X, and we're always thankful for our Instagram listenership and participants. Uh, Bobbitt, Tsunami, we certainly appreciate you returning. I'm optimistic, nihilistic. Thank you so much. Nancy, Rira, we appreciate you. A tribute called Tyler, a tribe called Tyler. Thank you for coming through. Alvin Copeland, thank you. Blue Kalu, thank you so much. I am Shakira. Binky 260, Voodoo Love, Rain, Love Light, and Miriam Christine, and Cap the Outlaw. We certainly appreciate you all. Caps the Outlaw, we certainly appreciate you all for coming through, and we invite you to join us again weeknights at 9 p.m. U.S. Central Standard Time for about 40 to 45 minutes of Voodoo Hoodoo 101. Thank you kindly. Always a blessing.
Okay. Like to read the advertisement, please. On Christmas Eve, Wednesday, we have a bonfire on the levee. It's December the 24th, and the levee is in Lutcher, Louisiana, which is known as the River Parishes. We feed Legba Ashe at 6:30 p.m. on Saturday, January the 3rd, at La Source, Peristyle, 3319 Rosalie Alley in New Orleans, and that's in the Bywater area. And then our next new moon ritual, prayer and application ceremony will occur on the new moon, Sunday, January the 18th at 6:30 p.m. in the zodiac of Capricorn. That location is 710 Cluid. It's a ritual of spiritual warfare and gathering. I believe that's the end of our advertisements. But I wanted to honor the packet that Divine Prince so eloquently had on the page. If you see it, it's a picture of a man with a hat. And that is a packet of Legba. And the rituals that we do for the New Orleans International Voodoo Day, we bring out Legba, and he helped us open the way to have our ritual be a success. So if you see that picture, just know that that is Legba. With that, I say, lest we forget, the spiritual medicine of voodoo brings healing and relief from the shackles of slavery that binds the master and the slave to the same chain of social division. We continue to have work to do. With that, I say, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Good night, everyone. We love you all, and we'll be back tomorrow.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Odabo and AYIBOBO.
Please, allow me to show you something.
They say I'm crazy and that might be true. I got this white in my DNA, yet I'm coming for you. It's time we turn the table, strip these motherfuckers on you. I wanna see you hanging from trees. It's time you pay for your dirt and your showtime. You created the monster, you created the beast. Now all this savagery you just gon' reap. I'm coming home, daddy, to the plantation, and I'm taking the lives of everybody, including the children, on some Nat Turner. Oh, do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. I met my girl Harriet at the gate. If you wanna know how she doing, yeah, she straight. But she had one question: when we gon' get up? All that talking tough, yeah, we don't walk it tough. She got it locked and loaded, got that piece up on her side. She looked me in my eyes and said, "Meet you ready to ride?" Moving forward, you gotta use both eyes. Watch your front and watch your back. Keep your hands up on your gas. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. He sit at the table, but he don't order no bacon. He greet me in those words, assalamu alaikum. Got them glasses on his face and them waves in his head. He go by the name of Detroit Red. He looks me in my eye and says you only get one try. Know that your biggest opposition will come from the inside. I know you wanna love them all, but don't even try, because they'll smile up in your face while plotting your demise. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down. Do you hear that sound? It's about to go down. Unleash the beast, we about to tear this motherfucker down.